Hey guys, all right, welcome to the Guild of Wordsmiths. Okay, I'm so excited that you guys are here. This means that your novel is pretty much like in the polishing stage. Okay, this is where we typically think editing should happen, but it's not. So if this is your first editing pass, you are in the wrong guild. If you need to go over into the other into one of the other guilds, probably the Storyweavers Guild. But if you have gotten your structure down and your scenes are working great and everything's flowing, you've gotten beta readers to look at your work and they've kind of helped you out and you've gotten it as good as you can get it. You've fixed those issues from the beta readers, all of that. If that is where your novel is right now, you are in the right guild because you're ready to start polishing your work, okay? Which is a wonderful thing to see and feel because that means you are almost there. You are almost done, okay? So this means that once we are done with this editing pass, you are ready to, if you're self-pubbing, you're ready to send it off to a professional editor. If you are traditionally publishing, then you're ready to start pitching this sucker to agents and publishers and all of that kind of good stuff. You're almost there. It's a great feeling. Okay. So, but buckle up because this is going to be, a multiple editing pass type of event. You're going to be looking at your book a lot and really trying to tighten things up. So, that's what we're here for. Okay. And let's dive in. Okay. I'm going to first start with what type of supplies you need. Okay. So, give me just a second. Okay. So your supplies. Now, you are probably going to be in two camps when it comes to how you do your book or how you do your line editing. Okay. You're going to either be analog or digital. And so let me talk to my analog folks first. Well, let me talk to both camps because let me say what I'm going to suggest is for you to have some type of writing experience like handwriting. Sorry, I'm left-handed. So that's what the thing is. So make sure that you are doing something that simulates analog. Do not, for your first major copy editing pass, try to do it on a computer, okay? It just won't, it doesn't work as well. The reason why copy editors and line editors can do that is because they're coming to your book very objectively. They've never looked at this sucker. So they're going to be able to do that a lot easier for your purposes of hiring them, okay? But for you, you are way too close to your manuscript, okay? And you're going to have a hard time finding stuff. And so, of course, I'm going to say, as I said in a previous video, make sure that you've got that distance in place. And then the next best thing is you're going to want to, like I said, have your novel in some type of close to analog as you can get it, okay? Changing the format is going to trick your brain and your eyes, and it's going to make you a better editor, okay? Because you're going to be able to pick that stuff out right away, okay? So old school is good school, okay? So first off, let me start with analog, okay? All right, so check this out. Just like I suggest for the story weavers, we are going to also be printing out our manuscripts. So try to do this at home as cheaply as possible because, I mean, look at that. That's, quite a bit of paper there. And you don't want to have to take this to Office Depot or Staples and try to get them to print it out because it'll be expensive to say the least. So try to print it out at home, save yourself some money, and then go to one of those two stores and get it spiral bound. Okay, you don't want a bunch of papers flying around everywhere. You're going to lose them, and that's just not good for any kind of thing. So make sure you spiral bind this sucker, and you will love this. Some folks like to color code their pens and all that kind of stuff. I will leave that to you. I try to do that and then eventually I forget and I just get in the groove of doing the edit and forget what color is supposed to be what. So in any case, however you want to do that, but let me encourage you to print it up and do it old school. Okay. You should also probably change the font as well. It's really another good trick to help you find errors in your manuscript. Okay. Now, The next way that you can try to do this, and it is very similar, but it is digital. So if you have an iPad or a tablet that has the capability to use like a digital pen or pencil, whatever they call it these days, you can try that as well, as long as you're able to download an app like GoodNotes or Notability, or I think EndNote might work as well. There's some others. You can do research. I picked GoodNotes because I liked it. Okay, I think it was less expensive in the long run for me. Excuse me. But okay, so this is a short story that I was testing this out on because I think one of the folks in Discord was giving me the idea about it, about how to use GoodNotes for writing stuff. And so I was like, oh, maybe I can use it in this application too. And so this is me experimenting, and it worked fairly well. I did really enjoy doing it this way. I didn't have to print anything up, but it still allowed me to be able to have the experience of writing, and it gave me the experience of actually looking at a page and physically finding and hunting for the errors that I know are in my stories. So make sure you give that a shot if you have like a paper version. So those are two options for you as far as that goes. Let me dissuade you from trying to do it on Word or on Scrivener, and you just hunting and pecking on your keyboard and that sort of thing. Don't do that for your first pass, okay? There is a time when you will be doing that in the future, but that's in a couple editing passes ahead. For this first pass, you want to do it as much by hand as you can. Okay, there's a lot of brain research, that shows that you find that you remember things a lot better, and even as an editor, you find mistakes a lot better when you actually have a piece of paper in front of you, or in this case, a piece of digital paper in front of you. So bear that in mind. It's really hard for you to do to edit effectively on your manuscript in that manner. Now, like I said before, editors can do that because they're objective and they have that objectivity, but you're not going to have that. Okay, so trust me, go with this route, one of those two routes. Okay, so of course, if you're going to go analog, make sure that you are, you can follow I'm not going to tell you how to, color code the editing that you're going to do. There's a bunch of people that can tell you how to do that. You need to find the system that works best for you. I tried to do different colors and highlights and all that kind of stuff, and it got so tedious that and I went through so many pens that I couldn't go out and buy the same color, right? Like it just, yeah. So, yeah, just find what works for you. And if doing the color coding works for you, do it. Okay. This is just suggestions. I would just suggest that you either do digital paper or actual paper. Okay. Any of those options will work. Okay. That's pretty much all you need. Okay. Later on, I will suggest that you get some editing software, but, and I personally love Pro Writing Aid, but I will get to that in a little bit, okay? But first off, that's what you kind of need. Those are your supplies and the why behind the supplies, okay? All right, now let's kind of start talking about what we focus on as wordsmiths, okay?